In today's video, we'll dive into what many consider Neymar's best ever performance, his unforgettable display against PSG back in 2017. This was the game where Barcelona achieved an insane comeback, overturning a huge 4-0 deficit to win 6-5 on aggregate in the Champions League. We'll break down Neymar's incredible play step by step, analyzing each clip to understand his unique skills and decision-making. We will unpack exactly how Neymar's brilliance shaped this historic match and show you ways to incorporate his style of play into your own game. In this clip, we see Neymar pick up on a loose ball and glide his way past defenders, looking to find a forward pass. He manages to drop one of the PSG defenders, but unluckily loses the ball shortly after. After getting the ball, these two defenders immediately rush in to cover the passing lane, but Neymar cuts inside knowing the pass isn't on. He then steps over the defender close behind in order to obstruct his path to the ball. Neymar looks up and sees no available passing option, so he switches it, putting the sole of his foot on the ball, catching his opponents by surprise. The PSG defender here drops to the ground so easily as he was expecting a pass forward. There wouldn't be much risk to stretch for a tackle because he is supported by his teammates, and intercepting the ball would regain possession for his team. He loses the ball here even after stepping his leg over the defender behind, and would have kept it if he played faster or passed it back. But that is not how Neymar plays. Imagine if he had pulled this off. When he receives the ball, he immediately faces towards the defender and dribbles towards him, leaving both directions open. Then Neymar speeds up, making the two defenders do the same, and as soon as the PSG defender opens his legs, he sees the perfect opportunity to cut inside. However, the defender manages to close his legs in time. After receiving the ball from Messi, Neymar drags the defender to the touchline and cuts inside, trying to find Messi as he makes a blind side run. When the ball is switched, Neymar decides to shoot and nearly gets a goal. As all great dribblers do, Neymar dribbles directly towards the defender, keeping both options open and takes small touches to keep the ball close. And then he keeps it simple with a body feint down the line and a cut inside, playing a 1-2 with Iniesta. Once again, Neymar drives down the line, which makes the backline drop deep, creating space in field. And once he sees the defender engage, he cuts inside and wins a free kick for his team. Neymar spots the space and drags the defenders back to open up even more space. He knows that the defenders are attracted to the ball and looks up and passes it forward, which ends up to Suarez. And it ends up being a goal. It was now 4-2 on aggregate, and Barcelona needed 2 more goals to avoid defeat. In this clip, Neymar shows his brilliance once again, beating 3 PSG defenders before being tackled. Even though Neymar isn't the strongest, he knows how to leverage his body to win shoulder to shoulder against the defender. The defender doesn't see Neymar coming from behind, so he catches him by surprise by getting his leg in front of the defender to get him off balance and get his body between the man and the ball. This is something that all great dribblers have mastered. Now Neymar drives the ball to the byline and delays his touch before beating the defender, but we need to understand the importance of this delay right here. What is the situation here? A chasing defender trying to cut off the outside as he feels the inside is already covered by his teammates. If Neymar took the touch a moment earlier, he would have lost the ball. The touch he takes is too heavy, but would have started a dangerous counterattack if he had pulled it off. And in the 49th minute, Neymar wins a penalty for Barcelona and Messi scores to make it 3-4. One more goal was needed. Neymar receives the ball in a tight area, bringing the ball down the line with the ball close to his feet, watching the defender's legs very closely. Neymar's quick burst down the line, coupled with the fact that there's another defender covering the inside, makes the defender overcommit himself, and this allows Neymar to chop the ball easy against his momentum. As it's a 2v1, the defender covering the inside will be more likely to go in for a tackle, as there's less risk because he has another teammate that can help him. All Neymar has to do is move the ball away from the outstretched leg, and he does so and goes down to attempt to win a free kick for his team. Here's the clip in full. In this clip, Neymar is through on goal but loses the ball. What does he do wrong here? As he takes the touch here, it's far too weak and ends up towards the defender's path. Judging by the way he is positioned, Neymar was trying to take a more horizontal touch to evade the defender's pressure to the left and face the second defender, potentially cutting inside and getting a shot off. In this clip, Neymar nearly scores with an amazing run. The first touch that Neymar takes faces the defender to keep both angles open. Then he feints to the right and that manages to completely offset the defender. Neymar then hangs his foot to keep the ball close and takes it down the line and attempts to chop the ball through the defender's legs, but the defender is just able to poke it away. All of the PSG players have dropped deep, so this player can afford to commit to a tackle. All Neymar had to do was fake a cross and then plays it in the middle. Before receiving, Neymar checks his shoulder to confirm there's enough space to turn forward and dribble at the defender. Neymar performs a small feint to the right and feints sharply to the left, which leaves the defender off balance. Then after, he feints to the left again and pokes the ball through the gap in the player's legs, but the touch is too heavy and the run ends. Once again, Neymar feints down the line and cuts inside with the defender's hips turned, and the other player is also cut off, giving Neymar tons of space. But the reason Neymar had so much space in the first place is because of his teammates' run, which dragged the PSG defender away from Neymar, giving him more room to work with. Then Neymar, with his head up, spots Messi in a pocket of space. Neymar cuts infield against the defender's momentum with the help of his teammate and goes for a shot. After realizing the ball had been underhit, Neymar controls the ball perfectly on his safe side, where the defender can't reach it. And while shielding, he spots an incoming defender and times his escape perfectly. Most people would have taken the touch as soon as they saw the incoming defender. If he had taken the touch here, the defender would be able to keep up with him and be on his tail. But Neymar understands this over years of playing and delays until the defender is nearly touch tight and going slower. Now he has caught the defender off guard and cuts across him much more easily. And he drives the ball to the center of the pitch, looking for options and tries to play forward but passes it to the opposition. Now he successfully finds Messi in a pocket of space. And in the 85th minute, Neymar is denied a goal by an amazing block from Serge Aurier. A minute later, Neymar goes down and wins a free kick for Barcelona. And we all know what happens here. Neymar scores, getting his first of the game. 2 more goals were needed. And a few minutes later, Neymar scores again, 5-5 on aggregate. With only 30 seconds left to play, Neymar fakes a cross and drives closer to goal. And he sends a perfectly weighted pass to Sergi Roberto, who wins Barcelona the game in the 95th minute. But what can we get out of all this? There's 3 things he does that you can start implementing today. First of all, Neymar is completely instinct-driven. When he dribbles, his brain is on autopilot. A study was done by neurologists on Neymar while he dribbled, and they found out that he uses minimal cerebral function, about 10% less than amateur players. Just like how you don't have to think about taking your next step on a walk, dribbling has become second nature to Neymar and is the result of years of continual practice over time. As you spend more time playing football in those situations you desire to improve in, for example 1-versus-1 dribbling, you'll get so used to the scenario that it becomes muscle memory to you. In anything in life, 80% of the result comes from 20% of the work you do. The same goes for football. Neymar's talent was a result of playing football in the streets every day until he got good enough to be noticed by some of the biggest clubs in Brazil, where his career eventually took off. This is why it's so important to rely on your instincts when dribbling. A bad dribbler thinks about the skill, while good dribblers think about how they can get a defender off balance. Which brings me to my second point. Neymar is a very direct player. He is always looking to create chances for his teammates and find scoring opportunities when he has the ball. In his earlier days, passing back was his last option. He always approaches a defender so that both angles are open, as mentioned earlier in the video. This is so important for one-on-one dribbling, and you should be doing this as soon as possible if you aren't doing so already. Another important thing to say about Neymar is that he almost always uses a combination of simple skills during games. Those rainbow flicks and other flashy skills you see in his highlights only make up about 5% of all his dribbles. His most used move by far is a body feint outside and a cut inside with the right timing. He loves to cut inside, and the reason it works so well is because he is always watching the defender's feet to help him time his cut inside. Let's take this clip from earlier as an example. Notice how the moment Neymar cuts inside, the defender's legs are so close together that it makes it harder for him to maneuver. Small details like this that most people don't notice is second nature to Neymar, which has been developed by his many years of playing. And the last thing we can take out of this is his ability to delay his touch perfectly, once again learnt naturally by playing a lot. When Neymar has the ball, he knows when to take a touch out to beat the defender, and this is all done by him being reactive to the defender's movement, instead of being proactive and taking a touch out mindlessly expecting to beat the defender. In any clip you see of him beating a defender, the defender can never seem to get anywhere near him. If you want this skill, you have to focus on observing the momentum of the defender, rather than the ball at your feet. That's all for today's video. If you learnt anything new, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.